This is a human brain scan. We can use these scans to pinpoint if these people have depression or not. Brain scans point to therapies that enhance circuits' own natural tendency to respond to and correct this imbalance. Depression upsets ordinary circuits and can be pinpointed by brain scans. Major depression frequently goes unrecognized and untreated and may foster tragic consequences, such as suicide and impaired interpersonal relationships at work and at home. It is a wide-known fact that depression can get really bad if we let it get worse with misdiagnoses and ignorance. This disorder is still misconstrued as a sign of weakness, rather than being recognized as an illness. Some people, even adults, are afraid to get help because of the fear of being judged by society. The same goes for PTSD. 70% of antidepressant prescriptions are written by family doctors who may have little or no understanding of the drug beyond what they read in the same ads that the rest of us do in Good Housekeeping. The urgency of the rate of depression to public health is likely compounded by the recognition that, if not effectively treated, depression is likely to lapse into a chronic disease. This is a direct quote from the CDC. They have even recognized misdiagnoses and treatment. This disease can be cured if treated effectively and treated as a disease. Some of the public and even some doctors have the wrong idea about this disease. Everyone should recognize it as what it is, depending upon the circumstances of each person. This is also saying that even though it's a different type of illness, the patient still shows signs of other diseases. Even if they are faking and don't have it chronically, they are still at risk for a major depressive episode. Depression can be lethal. An estimated 15% of patients with major depression die by committing suicide. Depression upsets the ordinary functioning of neural circuits. But brain scans may point to therapies that enhance circuits' own natural tendency to respond to and correct this imbalance. Without proper treatment, depression can get worse, and most people are afraid to come out with it. People view this as a weakness, even though it's a disease. But this disorder is still misconstrued as a sign of weakness. People think they're weak or wimpy. If they come out with it, they should feel that it's a disease and not just being a wimp. Depression appears to be associated with behaviors linked to other chronic diseases. If people get the courage to try to get help that they need, it's provided. If you need help, tell someone. People can just be extremely sad and say they have depression chronically, but how can we tell if they will ever get over it? Depression can be a disease or a condition depending on the circumstances and should be treated as such. This disease can be cured if treated. Without proper treatment, depression can get worse and will. By just experiencing one episode, depression places an individual at a 50% risk for experiencing another. Even if you think someone's faking or you don't think that they have it chronically, they are still at risk for a major depressive episode. Depression appears to be associated with behaviors linked to other chronic diseases. This disease can be cured effectively. Between brain scans and other therapies, we can pinpoint the cause of depression. Remember what the CDC said? The urgency of the rate of depression to public health is likely compounded by the recognition that, if not effectively treated, depression is likely to lapse into a chronic disease. There are signs that we can see. Pay attention to each other. Look at the signs. If you feel that someone is having mood swings, anger, anxiety, confusion, chronic fatigue, or lack of energy, say something. Let's all work together to end this lethal disease.